Today, from Hollywood, H-O-L-L-Y-W-O-O-D-E, if you were Dan Quayle. Today from Hollywood, TV stars of the stars, the cast of the super hit series Star Trek, The Next Generation. Plus, of course, what do we do every day? Gossip, gossip, gossip with the latest on Ted Danson and Wesley Snipes. It's all coming right up here, so stay right where you are, okay? Okay. Hollywood, a city that is so mean, they came up with the concept of the Pillsbury Dough Bitch. And today... I'm fat, but I'm a bitch. Anyhow, we have a big show today. We have the cast of Star Trek, The Next Generation. I know, very exciting. Very exciting. But first, what do we do every day? Gossip, gossip, gossip. And joining me now, right here in Hollywood, is KTLA's entertainment reporter, Sam Rubens. Let's bring him on.
No, not in person like this. This is great.
It's wonderful. Good to see you. Looking very snappy. Great tie.
Thank you.
And what have you come to tell us?
Well, let's talk about the terrific and very, very popular actor Ted Danson. And now the word is, you know, a lot of people were saying this was going to be the very, very last year for Cheers. And now Ted Danson is saying, well, you know what? If you pay me enough, I will come back for a 12th year. So that's making Cheers fans very happy, but making the people at NBC and Paramount a little bit nervous because, you know, nobody knows the exact figure, but some people are suggesting he makes as much as $450,000 a week. Wow. And you know he's not going to come back for any less. So...
No, I'd be back for the 12th year, too.
Right, exactly right.
I'd say let's go for Lucky 18. Boy, that's a
That's a tremendous... That makes him, by the way, far and away the highest paid actor in primetime, either in dramedy or comedy. You know, it used to be Larry Hagman who played JR on Dallas, but Ted passed him several years ago.
Oh, that's incredible.
Isn't that unbelievable?
They can get it, grab it. You know, who else? And
then, well, Wesley Snipes, you know, this is the second big weekend that this movie, Passenger 57, you're probably about to applaud for, that has done super, super well. Everybody loves it, so much so that now people at Warner Brothers are saying, you know what, we want to sign Wesley Snipes up to kind of be the first ever sort of black James Bond, to do a series of these action films.
Right.
Because they just think he's absolutely terrific, and the audiences just love him. They just think he is terrific, and the movie is really exciting.
That's great. Good.
That's good, very good news for him.
Good, and also good news for the industry, which is sluggish. Tell me some more. You have something about Tom
your favorite couple, Tom and Roseanne Arnold, and I have a present for you.
I love it. It's so nice.
Here, unfortunately, you were in New York. Here is the invitation to Roseanne's private surprise birthday bash.
Oh, isn't that
And this just happened last weekend. And the funny part that you'll see is it says gifts encouraged.
That's very good.
So they want to make sure they get gifts. And anyway, Joan,
It was her birthday?
It was her birthday. It was a surprise party that Tom was throwing for her. I went to the party, and there was a big business at the Beverly Hills Hotel, a huge banner, Happy Birthday, Rosie. And then the room is covered with long stem roses. It was as if he had bought out, Tom had bought out every flower shop in town. John Goodman from the show was there. And then I think, and I don't want to get this wrong because I know she'll be mad, I think she is around late 30s, early 40s. And my understanding is they bought her, Tom bought her something like 40 carats of diamonds, not one single rock, which, you know, would weigh her hand down, but like necklace, baubles galore, jewelry galore.
So maybe she was 40.
Yeah,
I don't know. She's my
You
good
said it.
friend.
You said it. I didn't.
Whatever she is, she's wonderful.
Yes.
They're the happiest couple. Don't ever listen to rumors.
Right. No, they absolutely. And this was a real big bash, and he was able to keep it a secret.
That's great.
And in fact, on the invitation, it says Project E, which was the code for the whole thing.
Well, they didn't invite me. That's. But I still wish her well. What else? Tell me some more. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Let's talk about the terrific actress Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, she played Catwoman in Batman 2 this year.
Yeah, looking good.
Looking very, very good. A lot of people are saying, though, as far as the Oscars are concerned, this has not been a good year for women. There's not a lot of good female roles out there. And so Michelle Pfeiffer, about 2 years ago, made a movie called Love Field, which is, we talked about once before, which is a movie set in the early 60s, and it's a terrific role for her. She's wonderful in it. The movie has never been released.
Was it that bad?
No, it wasn't bad. The studio, Orion Pictures, went broke and couldn't afford to release the movie. Now another distributor has picked it up. Love Field with Michelle Pfeiffer will be in theaters by the end of the year, just so it can qualify for Oscar nominations. And a lot of people think that Michelle Pfeiffer is almost an absolute lock to get a nomination for Best Actress for this movie. So that's really good for her.
I didn't realize there's so few good women's roles this year.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that when you think about it, and I can't off the top of my head think of one, that there haven't been any women that have really come out. It hasn't been a good year. It's been a good year for action guys like Wesley Snipes, but not for women.
Okay, and Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, not such a terrific, I know a friend of yours, not such a great,
friend.
And you saw Mr. Saturday Night, I'm sure, which was a terrific movie.
And I
very, very
gave him
funny
his first movie role
in Rabbit Test, which you directed.
Yeah.
In any event, see, Rabbit Test fans.
Go ahead.
I really liked Mr. Saturday Night, and the people who saw Mr. Saturday Night really liked Mr. Saturday Night, but not a lot of people saw it. So now Billy Crystal is kind of regrouping and is this close to deciding to do City Slickers, the sequel, City Slickers 2, and which people want to see, obviously.
Well, why wouldn't they just automatically do City Slickers 2?
Well, you know, because that's the kind of thing where I think a lot of people, particularly somebody like Billy Crystal, I think always likes to challenge himself. You know, you don't want to necessarily go back to the well again. And it was such a big hit, and who knows if you can replicate it again. Yeah. But now they've decided, almost for certain, he's meeting with the writers literally as we speak, and they're working up a script for City Slickers 2, and if he likes it, he'll do it. Great.
Well, I think it'll be great. You got a good thing going, go for a second. Take a shot. Plus, you can get a lot more money the second time, right?
Yeah.
Now, you're going to stick around. You're going to come back and tell me about Macaulay
I'm going to tell you about Macaulay Culkin's new movie, Home Alone 2, and some really good scoop on 90210 Jeannie Garth.
Oh, all right. For once, it's not about Shannon Doherty. Okay, we'll be right back. And when we come back, we're going to come back with the cast of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Meet Geraldo and Cece's long-awaited miracle, Isabella Rivera. It's on Geraldo.
Monday at 10 on WJBK TV2.
I was very proud of my kids, but with each one I put on more weight. I saw a very ugly, fat body. I went to Jenny Craig so I could have my own personal counselor. Pam was great. She helped me look at why I eat. She could always make me focus on my goal, getting that weight off. I could call her and work out just about anything. It was quite a team effort, and it worked out really well for me.
Right now, you can lose all the weight you want for one low program fee. Call Jenny Craig now. We really can help.
I'm Gene Zamler of Zamler, Mellon, and Schiffman. Before you hire a law firm for any kind of personal injury, listen to these facts about our firm. We have 15 lawyers, and each one specializes in a particular area of the law. We have settled over 40,000 cases. In 1991, we settled many cases for over $100,000. Few lawyers have handled million-dollar cases. We have.
We have 5 locations. One is near you. Call now for a free consultation.
The incredible eyeglass factory. Buy one, get one free. Choose one pair of top-quality glasses for $59.95 and get a second pair free. And for a limited time, bifocals are no additional charge. That's right, 2 pairs, $59.95 single vision, or bifocals, no additional charge. At the Eyeglass Factory, buy one pair of top-quality contacts for $59.95, get a second pair of contacts and a pair of eyeglasses free. Buy one, get one free, $59.95. Only at the Eyeglass Factory. Go ahead, compare.
Breaking news, latest sports. Now they're both at your fingertips from TV2 Eyewitness News. Just dial 252-2200, then 2222 toll free. To be informed, it takes 2. When it's not you, do you really know who's rocking the cradle? TV2's Catherine Lahan shows you Sunday at 11.
And today we have a nice show and no spacesuits are required. We are going to travel to the 24th century and meet with the cast of Star Trek: The Next Generation. First, he's known as the cool, charismatic Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Starship Enterprise. Watch this.
Bortos has put out a general distress call.
Real. Plot a course to take us safely away from the combat area. Half impulse.
Captain, the Bortos is Gowron's ship. If he's the legitimate leader of the Empire, shouldn't we help him?
If we go to the aid of the Bortos, we'll be dragging the Federation into a Klingon civil war.
What about Worf?
Ensign, engage.
Please welcome Patrick Stewart.
I love your alliteration, the cool, charismatic captain.
I did it well.
It's the first time.
I love you so much, Claudius. I saw you at Christmas Carol. I am so excited to see you. And a good friend, I was a good friend of Carl Brown's. So.
What a wonderful
Yes,
woman.
what a wonderful woman. So how nice to have you on the show.
Well, thank you. It's very nice to be here, and I should tell you that I am a much more unpleasant person than the man I played in I, Claudius.
Well, I should hope. But what a great series that was.
Wasn't it wonderful?
Great series.
Yeah, I want to tell your audience, because they should know, I think, just how attractive you are and how much your appeal is, because... if you know how attractive it was to stay backstage, because this show has the best hospitality suite of any show I've ever been on.
Yes.
So to get us out there and in here means that we really want to be with this woman.
That's very kind of you. But we don't do that in New York, so you're lucky you're here. New York, they get nothing. Now, how does it feel? You're a Shakespearean actor, you're a classical actor, brilliant reviews in Christmas Carol. Brilliant. I mean, love letters to you, right? And you're going to do it again.
Yes, we're going to go back for 3 weeks this time. From the 14th of December until the 3rd of January.
Great, great. But how does it feel? What made you decide to come and do this? Do you know what I'm saying? It's such a stretch to go from what you were doing.
Yes. It's not as much of a stretch as people imagine. In fact, you know, you saw the clip just there.
Yes, that was wonderful.
You know, sitting in that chair.
Wonderful acting, by the way.
I've said it before. Sitting in that chair is something like sitting on the throne of England, only not quite as important.
Yes.
And so the transition was easy to make, because I've sat in a lot of thrones in my time.
Yes.
But I like to quote, because it was a really fine remark, when Marlon Brando came here and someone said to him, why did you give up the New York stage for Hollywood? He said, I didn't have the moral fiber to resist.
Yes.
Well, part of that applies to me, too. It was too exciting to resist. An American TV series for someone with my background.
But you had to move here. Wasn't that scary?
No, I've been coming here for more than 20 years as an actor, working for months at a time. So I was very comfortable in this city. Less so now, because the city gets less and less pleasant to live in.
But the whole country is getting unfortunate. Let's hope it's
Not
changing.
since the election.
Let's hope. Let's hope it's changing. You're still English, though. You didn't become a citizen.
No, I'm a resident alien. Laughter, 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 laughter. Yeah. No, I'm not a citizen, and it hurt me not to be able to vote last week.
Did you get out? Did they ask you to go out and help anyhow? Because you're very influential, just being the star of such a big series.
They didn't, and I was a little disappointed, but they did ask my colleague and friend Brent Spiner, and he was out on the hustings, and I think he did 6 cities in 5 hours one day.
Because there's only one thing more exciting than show business, and that's politics. Because I got involved with elections a couple of times.
Really?
Oh, if you think 10,000 people like you. Think about 100,000 people
All
screaming.
right. Are you saying then that if they asked you, you'd give this up and do that?
Tomorrow.
Would you really?
Tomorrow. I would be the first president yet.
Yes.
I couldn't eat you.
I'd vote for you.
I would also be queen. Tell me about, how do you feel about that nonsense going on over there? Do you think Princess Diana's going to leave? Do you hear that from your friends?
I don't have those kind of friends, not in those kind of high places.
All right.
I don't know. I hope she follows her heart.
Yeah.
And not her head. And I feel sorry for her, and I feel sorry for Prince Charles and the whole family. You must know what it is like to have your private life poked and pried into, and to have the things which are most personal.
Look, I'm happy.
You have just changed my perception of all of that.
Oh, sure. As long as the picture's good.
All right.
Do you mind that? Because now, being the star of such a hit series, I'm sure, you pick up the star, or have they hit you yet in the tabloids?
They have, yes, and it was very unpleasant.
What did they say?
They wrote a lot of lies, and they
yes.
quoted friends inappropriately, and they hurt my children.
That's...
They made them unhappy, and they made their friends unhappy, and it was a miserable experience.
Yeah. That's the only thing but one of your children is not such a child. You're working with your son.
Yeah, I acted with my son on the penultimate show last season. He's 25, and he played my son on the show.
My daughter's in the business, too.
Really?
And it's wonderful to see them.
Have you worked with her?
No, I would be terrified. I keep giving her, she's an interviewer, and I keep giving her jokes, and she keeps saying it's not my style. So I go, all right, fine. Was it hard or was it easy working?
Working with my son?
Yeah.
I was nervous. Right. He was just fine. I got to be honest, it was a very emotional experience to be in front of the camera with him.
And did you want to say, like, try it this way? Did you do any of that?
Nope.
Or did you back off?
Absolutely not. We talked a little bit about the history. That was all.
Right.
About the background of our characters, not about our family history.
Right.
He was terrific. I'm very proud of him.
Well, and where you should be. Now, we're going to talk some more to you, so don't move.
All right.
But we're going to have to bring on the next guest, too, okay? Because we promised to get them all out here. All right. My next guest, where do we go? He plays the staunch but sexy Commander Riker. Watch this.
First time navigating through a globular cluster, Ensign. You have to compensate for the gravimetric interference before...
Is there something wrong, sir?
No. I don't know. Put us back on our original...
Okay, please welcome Jonathan Frakes.
I bring you best regards from my lovely wife, Jeannie Francis.
And a lovely wife she is.
Yes.
And a long-distance marriage.
Oy.
Yeah. Good. It sounds romantic, but it's a pain sometimes.
It's gotten to be, you don't look forward to the airport. We really have very serious frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
So how long is this going to continue? She's working in All My Children in New York.
She just finished on All My Children, so hopefully I can talk her into actually coming back and living with me here.
Oh, the contract's up.
What?
Her contract is up.
On All My Children.
Then she has to come back.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. You're thinking?
Well, she's waiting to hear on a play, so we'll find out what happens
this week. It's very hard to be actors.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And working actors, thank God. Because, what was your first big break?
I was put into a Broadway musical called Shenandoah.
Sure.
Out of a cattle call, and I got my equity card that way.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
What was hers?
I think, actually, before she played Laura, she was on a television series called Family.
That's
at the age of 13.
How often do you talk your phone bill? It must be astronomical.
We talk a couple times a day. We have about a $400 or $500 a month phone bill.
Yeah. Actually, it's not bad for 4 or 5 times a day, right? Do you ever do things like, I'll call you? Oh, that's each. Oh, all right. Do you ever do, like, I'll call you and hang up, and you'll know it's me, that I'm home, or I got home, all that stuff?
No, we call and talk as if we're in the next room.
Yeah.
And we'd ramble and ramble, and then look at the bill at the end of the month and say,
yeah.
Do we really talk to each other that often?
Do you ever just get so lonely, say, I got to get out of here, I got to just go out with people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Women people?
Women people? No.
One woman person?
I'm sort of a one-woman guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about her? That's very nice. What about he's second in command, right? Mm-hmm. Do you ever want to get your own ship? You ever getting crazy?
Not if it means giving up this job.
Have they ever asked you? Have they ever said, like, let's do a spin-off or something?
Not yet.
That's
Not yet.
There is a spin-off coming, though, right? And that's going to be what?
Deep Space Nine.
Which is about?
Patrick's in the pilot of it.
It's,
and what does that mean? You'll be in both?
I'm in their pilot, and
right.
I think there'll be quite a lot of crossover, you know.
Oh, all right.
It's a much grittier, bleaker, blacker world than the world of the Enterprise. You know, we look like a very comfortable hotel, but this is going to be an alternative 24th century.
Okay.
Looks terrific.
Looks terrific.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're going to bring out the third crew member, and then we'll talk some more. Okay. Now he is Lieutenant Worf, a Klingon graduate of the Starfleet Academy. Watch this.
Return fire, Mr. Worf. Full phasers. Firing, sir. Their shields are holding. They are firing again. Our shields have failed. Commander.
Please welcome Michael Dorn. To put on your makeup. They were telling me 2.5?
No, it's an hour and a half now. It started out to be 3 hours, but over the years, they've got it down to an hour and a half now.
Do you ever break out? Roddy McDowell is my very good friend, and he did Planet of the Apes, and they broke out in
all kinds
of terrible things.
Yes, they were going to send me to a leper colony for a while.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad for like about 2 years, but they were really good at, you know, cutting the glue down and trying to, you know, not take so much time, and so it's become manageable right now.
Now, your first love obviously is acting. We know that, right? Second love is flying, but not cute flying, like.
No, what do you mean cute?
Yeah, well, cute flying. We're up.
No,
it's like
this is the real stuff, the gritty.
Blue Angel flying.
Yes, exactly. I went with the Blue Angels, and next year I'm going with the Thunderbirds, and I visit different Air Force.
So what do you do?
bases.
And what's?
I fly. I mean, I've wanted to fly my whole life, and just recently, because of the show and because of the time we had, I've been able to pursue it. And the minute I flew, and afford it. Yeah. And so it's really turned out. I mean, I just went nuts. And all of a sudden, I've been doing it for 4 years.
Are the producers worried? Because God
they were worried
forbid.
at first. He used to see me scurrying around the first year. Like, can he do that? Can he really do that? I don't know. Let's ask. And so, but no, they said as long as you're careful, that's okay. And I said, yeah, of course, I'm not going to be careful.
Yeah,
you know,
that's so. Yeah. Oh, I think I'll.
Yeah.
I think
I'll kill myself.
I won't check the gas.
I know.
Just go up. Like
I know. Of course, you know. So it's so it really turned out. It really was wonderful.
What about playing Worf? I mean, you always played good people.
All of my life, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you find it's fun to be just
It's just the greatest, yeah. But you always got to be careful of what you ask for, because I with the advent of Elephant Man and Mask and all those movies, really wonderful movies and wonderful performances, I said, you know, I'd love to do something like that instead of the nice cop or the nice doctor, you know. Oh, your husband's dead, too.
Yes.
and so they, and I said, I'd love to do a part like this. But they didn't say it was going to be 6 years of doing this, you know. But it's such a wonderful departure, and I love the character. He really is gruff and surly, and such a departure.
It's going to get all your hostility out.
Oh man,
and
God.
Get a check.
Oh yes, oh yes.
We'll be back in a minute. We're just going to stop for commercial. Where do we go here? And when we return with the rest of the cast of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Stay with us.
Are we okay? Oh, not really, no. I'm all stuffed up. I'm all stuffed up. Well, I got a sore throat and a cough. Well, me too. Well, stop complaining. I'm not complaining. Somebody is complaining. Then we'll take something. Not that cough syrup makes me gag.
When you're all blocked up, Luden's helps. Fast-acting cough suppressants with menthol vapor relief.
I can breathe.
For serious vapor relief, Luden's helps really help.
Songbirds, 70s and 80s, the groovin' game full of the big hits.
was bullfrog.
Just complete the lyrics, and you're on your way to platinum. New Songbirds 70s and 80s. Songbirds 50s and 60s, the bopping game full of the groovin' hits.
Lollipop, lollipop, ooh.
Just complete the lyrics, and you're on your way to platinum. Songburst 50s and 60s.
For free tickets, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Tickets, The Joan Rivers Show, Columbus Circle Station, P.O. Box 20701, New York, New York, 10023, or call 212-975-5757.
Accidents happen.
You know me. I'm attorney Sam Bernstein. You may have been injured in an auto accident. You've been hurt, maybe even hospitalized. You may be out of work. Don't expect the other person's insurance company to make it easy for you, but we will. My law office has helped thousands of accident victims recover money damages. My 24 years of experience pays. Call us first.
Call 1-800-CALL-SAM.
Yeah, I just came. Yes, Mom, I'm looking right now. Oh, it's all from Kohl's, Mom. They're exactly the ones I wanted, and they're perfect. The jeans. There's a lot of stuff. Thank you. There's something missing. What do you mean? Look out the window.
Kohl's pre-holiday sale. Experience the warmth of the season.
Adding separate color-safe bleach is out. Because there's Cheer with Color Guard bleach. Dirt goes, color stays.
This holiday season, remember that 60% of people who lose weight through commercial diets alone regain that weight within 1 year. 95% gain it back within 5 years. And up to 80% drop out. So if you want to eat, drink, and be merry, just work out.
Join Bally's for just $15 a month or take 50% off dues. Call 1-800-WORKOUT.
We are meeting the cast of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Okay, now, she plays Deanna Troi, the Enterprise's part human, part Betazoid ship's counselor. Watch this.
Counselor, do you sense a life form out there?
No, I don't think so. No, there's nothing. Nothing. I sense nothing.
Please welcome Marina Sirtis.
Girl with a dream.
Don't even.
You look great.
Don't even. You don't know what I've been through today.
Why?
I was evacuated out of my house at 10:45 this morning.
Because?
Because somebody had died up the street and she had buried 4 cases of dynamite in her backyard. So I went to the studio and got ready. I mean, I did the hair, you know, I did the hair and makeup. But I was going to go back and get my clothes and wear a respectable suit
you look
like
great.
yours.
This is what you were in the morning?
No, At 2 o'clock, I bought
this at 2, and the
You
shoes,
look
everything.
great.
Like I said, like I needed another black Alia dress, but here we go, here we are.
But you look great.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, you could be talking about your house could be blowing up.
It may not be there as we speak.
Will you be glad or sorry, seriously, if you're insured?
Should I tell you something?
Yeah.
I got everything I wanted for my wedding. I got all the china, I got everything. I'd be really upset if my house blows up.
Yeah, I know. But you got married. Last time you were on the show, you were talking about commitment. You weren't sure you could make it. What changed your mind?
He did.
How?
He stuck with it.
Great.
He was great. He just bowled me over with...
Skalagi.
No, not Skilagi. There he is. I mean, how could you not fall in love with that man?
Oh, he looks like, what's his name? Fabio.
Oh,
yes, that's good. Very attractive.
He's about half the size of Fabio. Yeah.
You look both of you look great.
Yeah, he just persevered and loved me. That's what he did. He loved me.
Why does that surprise you? You're so
do we really want to get into this?
Yes. We have a minute.
Okay.
Let's really get deep.
Why did it surprise me? Because I had never had it before. That kind of deep, intense, unconditional. What are they making faces at me?
You're not even it's them over there.
Well, Michael loves me. I know this Michael loves me too, so...
Did he give you a ring?
Oh, I just have a wedding ring.
He doesn't love you that
don't
much,
make fun of me. I saw your show. I saw your show when you were making fun of English women who didn't get big rings.
Yes. Started with the Queen.
I didn't get a big
the
ring.
Queen, you can't see her stupid ring.
I know.
It's like a little bitty ring, yeah.
I didn't get a rock.
You didn't get a rock.
Well, no, I didn't.
Get it for yourself.
Okay. I will. That's what my plan is, to get it for myself.
You're in a hit show.
Yeah.
Now, should we bring out our next guest?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll keep on talking. All right, she is the sexy red-haired Dr. Beverly Crusher. Let's watch her in action.
The first thing you'll feel is an extreme pressure on your lungs. You have to resist the temptation to exhale. Okay. Next, our hands and feet will get cold, then numb, and some of the capillaries on the exposed sections of the skin may burst.
Sounds like fun.
We will have about 15 seconds of useful consciousness, then about 10 seconds of extreme disorientation, then we pass out.
Okay.
Please welcome Gates McFadden.
I'm fine, thank you.
And we haven't seen each other in a while.
That's true.
And you've had a baby.
That's true. That's true. I almost came out on stilts this time. Last time.
Last time she came out in a unicycle.
But I thought maybe I better not.
Yeah,
No,
that's why she can do that. That's you just. How did you bring? Did they let you bring the baby to the cast?
Oh,
to the,
yeah. I bring.
Jack.
Jack. Oh, thank
What a good mother you are.
Oh, my family comes before my career.
Especially little what's his name.
Wait, can I tell you something?
You could be nursing the wrong child.
No, may I tell you something? I found out I was pregnant the day I did your show, right after I did your show.
That's why you threw up on my shoes.
No, I'm a little worried today, you see. That's what it is. I'm a little nervous because I don't know if I'm pregnant again. But no,
but did you want to be
really
pregnant?
Did. Oh, yeah, I did. And I'm very happy. And yes, I bring him to the set. I'm very lucky compared to most women in this country who don't have any child care. So I feel very fortunate I bring him there. The cast hates him, but, you know, we put up with it.
No, but
they're great.
But you bring a nurse, or you bring someone, a watch.
Yeah, I bring, sometimes it's my secretary, and sometimes it's a nanny, but, you know, we play. And then there's a lot of times where I'm lucky and I have a day off and I'll stay home and we'll play.
How did you, before we get to the next, I just want to ask one thing. How did you manage to be pregnant and we didn't notice?
The lab coat got bigger every episode. It was like a ski parka finally. It was huge. And actually I had one of my first big love episodes when I was 7.5 months pregnant. And I guess you'd say I was big, wouldn't you say I was? Yeah. I was a big.
What did you gain? How much did you gain?
Oh, 40 something. I don't know. It was huge. Yeah. It was huge.
The funny thing was that she was pregnant for like a long time and didn't tell anybody.
Right.
And we were going, something's wrong with Gates.
I didn't know if I'd lose my job, you know, and we
Yes.
have these little space suits.
Right.
And I always eat like a lot of food, and everybody hates me because I don't gain weight. So I think everyone was going, she's finally getting
wet.
fat.
That's exactly what I was saying. Finally, God is finally putting weight on this woman. Yeah.
Thank you, God.
God, yeah.
Let's bring out one more
But
person
having my
out.
baby was the greatest thing in the world.
Easy birth?
No, 36 hours. No.
Oh, 108 days.
Doesn't matter.
Where do we go? Okay, and now our last crew member is, and I can't see again, I'm so blind, is, here we go. Let me just go from here, okay? Our last crew member is coming out. He's Lieutenant Commander Data, who possesses super strength and an incredible memory. Watch this.
That is not the correct port, sir. Sorry. You must hurry, Commander. The containment field has dropped to 16%. I'm trying. You need a bigger head. The field continues to drop, sir. Collapse is imminent.
Please welcome Brent Spiner. LeVar. And why isn't he here?
He's the only one working today. He's minding the shop.
He's minding the shop. That's
I'm minding the ship.
minding the ship shop. That's it. And here you are, and nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Looking real.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's nice to be real.
And nice to see you smiling.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That.
I'm actually a little nervous, not because of you, because of them. Could they leave?
We'll just ignore them. Just
okay,
talk among ourselves.
Hi.
Tell me. I'm sorry. Let me ask you. Your part, you can't get older.
Well.
And you can't get worse. What are they doing? And who is the doctor? Thank you.
She's the doctor.
I'm the doctor.
It's just sort of a makeup thing.
Yeah.
You know, in my own life, I am getting older, actually. I'm trying to avoid it, but I'm having no success.
What do they do? Do they say to you, watch your weight, though? Watch, are they very careful with you?
No, weight really isn't a major problem of mine. Age is.
Yeah, well. Yeah. What about emotion? Here you are smiling, you're warm, you're charming. How do you just keep yourself?
It's really not that difficult. This is an illusion, actually. I'm really a very emotionless human being.
Yeah.
And so,
you had one time when you smiled, they were telling me.
Well,
when you
I
had
laughed.
sex.
Oh, I smiled when I had sex.
Yes, in the episode.
Oh, in the episode.
Yeah, well, no. In the episode. Do you remember?
You know, that's not the part I remember, actually. I'm sure I smiled, though.
You're also a very gifted singer, which I find, and you love Broadway show tunes.
Well, yes. I mean, these are actually old standards.
Yeah.
They're not really from Broadway shows, but they're sort of 20s, 30s, 40s stuff.
Did you start out to be a singer?
No, I started out to be an actor, and became. Well, I wound up doing some Broadway musicals, and.
What were you in?
I was in Sunday in the Park with George.
Oh, I saw you.
I know, I saw you too. You were in the audience. I kept saying, "There's Joan Rivers."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And,
saying the second act stinks. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Go on. First act was great.
I understand. I may have to work with those guys again, so I'm not going to say anything. But, yeah, I remember seeing you in Schubert Alley afterwards, telling other members of the cast how good they were. Joan.
You walked right past. I said, you weren't. But you were.
But, yeah, I did that and Big River. And the biggest money-losing show in the history of Broadway, The Three Musketeers. Did you see that?
Yes,
You did?
yes. I go to I love theater.
Yeah.
Can you sing us a little something from The Three Musketeers?
You know what? I would love to. I would like to sing all three parts, actually. But I have...
Were you a musketeer?
I was a musketeer.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I was Aramis.
Did you get to keep your costumes?
Well, I kept the sword, but...
And the hat.
In the hat. Yeah. But, you know, actually, I have laryngitis at the moment.
That's okay. I won't push you.
Okay.
Let's go back, and then we'll all talk, all right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in a second, and we're going to find out what really goes on behind the scenes at Star Trek: The Next Generation, so stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Jermaine Jackson, and I just love my new Lincoln Town car from Mel Farr.
I'm Tito Jackson. Mel Farr gave us $5.50 more for our trade.
We came all the way from Hollywood to buy our cars from the #1 dealer.
And I'm one of your #1 fans. But where's Michael?
Somebody looking for me?
We love shopping here at Mel Farr.
Especially with $5.50 more for our trade.
Would you and Michael please autograph my football?
Even the stars are calling 1-800-MEL-FAR.
After my car accident, I was hurt pretty bad.
Because we specialize in auto accident claims, we knew exactly what to do.
I called Larry Korn and Associates. They took charge. Somebody was finally listening to me.
We went to the scene of the accident, talked to witnesses and the police.
They handled my case fast, and I got all the money I had coming.
If you've been hurt in an auto accident, call the law offices of Larry Korn and Associates for a free case evaluation. There's no fee unless they win.
They made the legal system work for me.
The modern-day Job story. Only the Strong. Benny Rogers' gospel musical that's Broadway bound. Only the Strong. Only the Strong deals with religion.
Satan's taking us out one by one.
Only the Strong will make you laugh.
Ain't nobody asked you to testify or test a lie.
At the Music Hall, Tuesday, November 17th through Sunday, November 22nd. Tickets at Ticketmasters are charged by phone. Only the Strong stars, the Reverend Darrell Coley and Vanessa Bell Armstrong.
Homeowners, let's take a good look at your kitchen and bathroom. Happy? Great. Unhappy? I'm the one to call, and here's why. Kitchens, have we got a kitchen for you? One call, Tyler 87100, and we'll be out there to show you the latest in beautiful kitchen cabinets, sinks, countertops, floors, appliances, walls, ceiling, whatever. So let's go for it. One call, Tyler 87100. You'll look at it, you'll love it, and you'll take your time paying for it.
The Next Generation. Were any of you Trekkies growing up?
Michael?
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah, I watched the show. Of course, I was old enough to, in the 60s and everything like that, but I got to be a real fan in the 70s when they were in the reruns. And I could, you get to the point where you could know what the show was about and recite all the lines just by listening to the first 30 seconds. When Kirk comes up and he's got a different wig on, you know what wig that belongs to. And,
what about, speaking of Kirk, William Shatner always was talking about how lousy the set was and how cheesy. Is it so? Or
no, we have great.
Yours is great.
Great sets, wonderful props. They spend a lot of money and time with our sets. It's incredible.
You should come to the ship.
Sure. Well, Whoopi is my very good friend.
I told her she should be in an episode.
Absolutely, yes.
I'm ready. I'm willing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, but I would like to be mean.
Yeah.
Mean is more fun, right?
Yeah.
Mean is more fun.
Right.
What about, what's his name? Gene Roddenberry died, the creator. How did that affect? Did it affect the writing? Did it affect what's happening? Or?
No, it didn't, because the foundation that Gene had laid down in the first season was so strong that none of that has been disturbed, and we were so well established and clearly defined as characters. It was a horrible day.
Oh.
That's
shocking day for all of us.
It was just like, he was there and then he was gone.
Yeah.
It was very strange, like an emptiness, sort of sense of loss, but it wasn't the service that they had for him.
It was brilliant.
Was really a lovely service. I mean, it was really pleasant.
Tell him the Bradbury quote.
It
was a great quote. Well, Ray Bradbury talked about the fact that over the years, people have confused him with Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah.
And he autographed, through the years, had signed a lot of autographs, Gene Roddenberry. And he said that he was certain that in time, people would still be coming up to him and saying, Mr. Roddenberry, I thought you were dead. And he would say, no, I'm still alive. And I just thought it was great.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's very touchy. Let's go to commercial. When we come back, I want to find out, you go in all different centuries. I want to find out, if you could have your choice, which century you all want to go into. Okay? We'll be back in a moment, so please stay tuned.
Neighbors learn to read because he wants to make a difference in his community. As lawyers, we help too. We help accident victims get the money they deserve. If you've been injured, we'll even come to your home for a free consultation. The law offices of Matson Rubin help people who've been injured in an accident. Call 932-2800. They're in your corner. When your fundamental rights go fundamentally wrong, call us, because we're a part of this community too.
Hi, Phil Rizzuto here for the Money Store. What most families want these days is less debt, not more. So why pay 18% on your credit cards? With a home equity loan from the Money Store, you can lock in a low fixed rate, and your interest may be fully tax deductible. Today's rates are among the lowest we've ever offered. So go ahead, pay off those high interest bills with a low fixed rate home equity loan from the Money Store. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No bird. No stick. No mistake. Wait a minute.
Enterprise, Star Trek, The Next Generation. Where would you go? I watched one episode. You all went back and met Mark Twain with Whoopi, and I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you go? Just right down the line. What
I would probably go to the 20th century if I could go anywhere.
So go ahead.
Yeah, well, because we spend about 18 hours a day in the 24th century.
Yeah.
So I'd like to wear suits and
just be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I sort of feel the same way. I wouldn't mind going back to Greece, or just, there's a lot of times I'd like to see what it was like then. So it'd be fun to be like in Grecian times.
And what about from a Greek?
From a Greek, yeah. I'm going to Greece at Christmas. I agree with Brent. I would like to do a contemporary episode, because we've done a lot of the others. We've just done a cowboy episode that was on this week, but I think to wear kind of this type of clothes would be great.
I'd like to go back to the 40s in this century, you know, to some aviation and flying and all that stuff. I love that.
Boy, you really know what you want.
Tell me about it.
What about you?
I'd like to go back to the 20s in this century.
But still the century.
Good.
That's a great,
That's
yeah.
a great one.
Great for costumes.
Trombone players did better in the 20s.
Yeah. And last but not least.
Everybody's talking about clothing, and we do wear these fairly tight and confining suits, and I think of when people weren't wearing anything like that, so I guess it would probably be ancient Rome, because the clothing was so comfortable, but also the plumbing was so good, too.
Yeah.
We don't really want to delve into why Patrick wants to wear a dress, but, you know, just kind of take it as...
No, well, let's delve into it. I thought it was... He's comfortable. Very comfortable, Joan, if you are. I thought it was that kind of show.
Yeah. Please, be my guest. Who are the jokers? We were talking during intermissions, during commercial. Who are the jokers? Who's the biggest jokers?
These two.
You two.
I think it's a very funny cast, actually. I mean, everybody's pretty much of a joker.
It's a pretty abusive cast.
It is all wonderful.
You know, we have a reputation in town among people who guest on the show as being the nicest show to guest on, but also the most undisciplined.
Mm-hmm.
It is like being at a slightly out-of-control party almost all the time.
Yeah, it is.
Something that always happens that I love, not when it happens to me, but is when you do a scene and you're somewhat bad in the scene, like, you know, some bad acting going on.
Yeah.
These guys, you can see a huddle going on in the back. They're going,
from?
what is he doing over there? I'm like, what is he doing over there? Is that acting? I don't think so. Oh, God, it's smelly, you know? And they come up to you, Michael, I think that's plenty. Could you tone it down a little bit, you know? And...
We'll be back to find out more about this, so stay with us.
This holiday season, remember that 60% of people who lose weight through commercial diets alone regain that weight within 1 year. 95% gain it back within 5 years. And up to 80% drop out. So if you want to eat, drink, and be merry, just work out.
Join Bally's for just $15 a month or take 50% off dues. Call 1-800-WORKOUT.
I know it sounds strange, but I'm not ashamed to admit that I hate sex.
Next Donahue, women who hate to have sex.
I've tried everything to get in the mood, but I'm just incapable of getting excited.
Women who hate to have sex. Next Donahue.
Monday at 5 on WJBK TV2.
At Zamler, Mellon, and Schiffman, we have 15 lawyers. Each one specializes in one of these fields: workers' compensation, medical malpractice, automobile accidents, slip and fall accidents, Social Security disability, and product liability. For instance, we have a lawyer who is also a nurse. The only cases she handles are against doctors, hospitals, and clinics. You deserve an expert to handle your case, so call 557-1155 now for a free consultation. Yes, a free consultation.
Today's lesson is the meaning of light. Yes, that's right, light, as in light music, the kind you'll hear only on Light FM 93.1. Light FM's never too hard or too soft, and you'll hardly ever hear them talk. But you will hear light music from people like Neil Diamond, Whitney Houston, Phil Collins, Barbara Streisand. You see, Light FM, light music. Light music, Light FM. We hope this has been enlightening. Turn on the light. Light FM 93.1.
Resort in the Poconos on December 3rd, so please come and see me. We are back talking with the cast of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Two things I want to ask you. We're so fast. Sex. There's going to be more sex. There's so little sex going on in your show.
I know.
And
in the show.
In the show. And the second is, everyone keeps saying, ask them about spaceship acting. What is spaceship acting?
Oh, God.
Basically just, spaceship acting is like, ready? And now.
Got to head over 25 years in the Royal Shakespeare Company.
25 years doing Shakespeare. But there could have been a tidal wave of something happening.
Yeah.
Where do you all want to go in 10 years? Do you think you're still going to be on the show? Do you think it's going to run that long, be one of those...
In 10 years?
I think Star Trek is going to
I do, too. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to go to the movie versions of it, or...?
Oh, sure.
I think that's probably going to happen. They'll make movies.
But the show, I mean, the
You'll
Star
spread
Trek...
that rumor, won't you?
Oh, start it now.
She's got cold.
Yeah, but you all want to go on to other things, or...?
Well, I can't speak for everyone else, but...
Right.
Go ahead,
I will be doing...
Fred.
That's true, but I will be doing feature films.
Right, thank all of you very, very... What a pleasure to have you on.
Our pleasure. Great.
I'm a fan, but now I'm a real fan. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back with more in a moment.
It was the strangest thing. I came in from the garden and heard these bubbling sounds from the kitchen. On the stove was this hearty simmering pot.
I was there at the dawn of the third age of mankind. It began in the Earth year 2257 with the founding of the last of the Babylon stations, located deep in neutral space. It was a port of call for refugees, smugglers, businessmen, diplomats, and travelers from 100 worlds. It could be a dangerous place, but we accepted the risk because Babylon 5 was our last best hope for peace. Under the leadership of its final commander, Babylon 5 was a dream given form.